Put Caitlin Clark on the Olympic team?
Right now?
No, no. This past Olympic
Oh,
team.
I knew you were going to ask this question. Honestly, I have to just say that I respected the committee's job. I understood what was at play. I understood the pros and the cons, I guess, if you want to lay it out that way. And I think at the end of the day, it's hard to criticize a gold medal. A lot of people see the final game against France. They see, only winning by a couple points, and they view that as some sort of indicator. But the reality is we've been having close games at the Olympics for years. I can attest to that. So that wasn't really that new. Winning a close game like that wasn't new. That didn't have anything to do with the roster.
In a surprising twist, Caitlin may now be rethinking her decision to travel overseas. This comes after she previously announced plans to step away from the game. Basketball has completely dominated her life for more than a year. With massive financial offers on the table, she could be drawn to
USA basketball and what we have going in this country is all the talent, and that's always been the case. So I kind of just don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
I think that's how I'm coming in. But I know being a player, bringing that perspective, it's going to make my ability to support this team unique.
Considering how she was treated by the WNBA and the sharp decline in viewership, it would make sense if she chose a different direction for her career. She went on to deliver an incredible season, breaking records at every turn. Now, the league is eager to bring her back. Since her departure, audience numbers have clearly fallen.
Hooligans, Cheryl Reeves included, so full of themselves, so bound by tribalism that they just couldn't look past their own nose. And at the end of the day,
Quite honestly, the figures are alarmingly low, especially with growing speculation about her possible move to the EuroLeague. This situation could mark serious trouble for the WNBA moving forward. Her Rookie of the Year victory reportedly surfaced on Twitter more than a week ago, yet an official confirmation has still not been released. Nike, rumored to have signed her to a massive endorsement deal, has seemingly gone silent as well, failing to post about her for months. The level of hostility surrounding her is shocking. Caitlin should consider making her exit as soon as possible. In the basketball universe, very few athletes have risen to fame as rapidly or as fearlessly as Clark. As the Rookie of the Year, she has captivated audiences and energized fans.
So, as you know, Cheryl Reeve, head coach of the USA women's basketball team, has also been getting a little bit of backlash, right? Yeah. And now she's decided to make her X profile private. This is kind of the still same realm of what we're talking about, Dan.
Well, you're supposed to be above it. I always felt like as a coach, I got to watch everything because I got to lead. And whether it was going into a team meeting, I wanted to be prepared. If I was having a meeting with a parent, I wanted to be prepared. A player, I wanted to be.
Even with the spotlight and accolades continuing to follow her, speculation is mounting that a move to the Women's EuroLeague could be on the horizon. European basketball presents lucrative contracts and a passionate hoops environment that may better align with Clark's style, especially after the challenges she has encountered at home. Is Europe the next chapter in her remarkable journey? Today, we break down her rise to stardom, the obstacles she's faced in the WNBA, and how an overseas opportunity.
Controversial, the most talked about story of the 2024 season. You want to know? You want me to tell you? Okay, I'll tell you. It was Caitlin Clark being snubbed from the Olympics. Yes, that story, that headline that had Stephen A. Smith talking, that had everybody and their mama talking. And what's crazy about it, we all remember the storyline. Diana Taurasi got to get her sixth medal to make history, and then ultimately she got benched. Now, what if I was to tell you that the WNBA made it their business to clean house? What did I tell y'all at the beginning of this offseason going into this preseason? Kathy Engelberg is going to get rid of everybody that wronged Caitlin Clark.
Clark's impact on the league is impossible to ignore. She has attracted a wave of new fans, and her talent for delivering highlight reel moments turns every game into must-see action. The WNBA didn't just gain an elite player in Caitlin Clark. They discovered a true star with a rare spark that elevates the entire sport. Yet even with her rapid rise, she has encountered real obstacles in the league. One of the biggest challenges has been adjusting to the WNBA's
is expected to be announced as the managing director for the USA women's national team for the 2028 Olympic cycle. She will take on what is known as the Grant Hill role, selecting player rosters and coaching staff. And for those of you who aren't too familiar with the WNBA or the women's side of Team USA, and Grant Hill's a little bit new in this role, Jerry Colangelo role.
Night after night, she faces relentless contact. Elbows, shoves, and physical play from opponents who see her as the biggest obstacle. Everyone knows she is the focal point. Teams design their game plans around slowing her down, irritating her, and knocking her off rhythm to gain an edge. What frustrates her and those who support her is how frequently these actions go unpunished. Whether due to inconsistent refereeing or the weight that comes with fame, she absorbs a level of physicality many believe crosses the line. The missed calls pile up, fueling frustration and leaving her to wonder if elite players truly receive protection. And beyond all of this, the financial side.
I wonder who they're going to pick as the coach. Because obviously she's UConn. Who's she going to pick for the players? Like, there is going to probably be some UConn freaking bias here with Sue Bird. But of all the UConn people, she's the least likely to have full-on UConn derangement level bias. Like, there's definitely going to be some UConn bias. But, like, I don't think it's going to be, like, derangement level from her.
Despite being the face of the league and one of its most electrifying talents, her salary falls far short of her true worth. When compared to NBA stars or even overseas players, the gap is startling. She fills arenas, drives viewership, and elevates the game, yet her paycheck fails to reflect her impact. Meanwhile, European EuroLeague teams offer significantly higher contracts, often to players who lack her influence or star power. Many athletes abroad earn far more than WNBA players, even when the level of competition is lower. For Caitlin, this reality is difficult to accept. She has earned her status, carried the league's image, and delivered unforgettable performances. Yet her compensation still does not align with her.
Sue Bird won 4 WNBA championships. She was an All-Star 13 times, one of the more decorated basketball players in history, and also 5-time Olympic gold medalist, just named USA Basketball Women's National Team Managing Director. That's a hell of a title there. Is that on your business card? And what exactly does that mean, Sue?
Need like a business index card at this point or whatever.
Europe's women's basketball leagues, particularly the EuroLeague, have experienced massive growth in recent years. Athletes earn higher salaries and are treated like true stars, playing in sold-out arenas filled with passionate, high-energy fans. The vibe is thrilling, and the level of support often feels stronger and more intense than what many experience in the WNBA. For a player like Clark, this environment is extremely attractive. What may have begun as a short break to recover from a demanding season could easily evolve into a bigger opportunity. Feeling valued, respected, and financially rewarded in Europe could influence someone who has felt overlooked at home. Even though she intended to step away for a while, her competitive spirit remains clear. She has openly admitted that life without basketball would quickly become boring. Her passion for the sport and constant drive to compete.
At that stage, I'm guessing Skylar Diggins was second best, but if you're looking right here, what point guard did they bring? Brought Chelsea Gray. They brought Sue Bird. Who was the starting point guard? Sue Bird. Sue Bird started at the 1. Because it didn't matter. Was she better than Chelsea Gray? No. Just like in 2024, I'd say they felt bad that Chelsea Gray was by far the best point guard in the WNBA.
The possibility of competing in Europe, where she would be paid fairly and treated like the superstar she truly is, has to be lingering in her thoughts. Imagine the news breaking everywhere. Caitlin Clark joins an elite EuroLeague powerhouse. The shockwaves would be immediate, and the influence on European basketball would be massive. Arenas across the continent would be packed with fans eager
Sue Bird won 4 WNBA championships. She was an All-Star 13 times, one of the more decorated basketball players in history, and also 5-time Olympic gold medalist. Just named USA Basketball Women's National Team Managing Director. That's a hell of a title there. Is that on your radio?
Viewership for games involving Clark would soar, and her move could attract sponsors and media coverage that were rarely seen before. However, the real concern lies with the WNBA. Her departure wouldn't just hurt one franchise. It would deal a devastating blow to the entire league. As a marquee star, her presence alone pulls in new audiences. Her power to generate excitement and boost ratings has played a major role.
It's another year and another case of WNBA referees dropping the ball, not making the right calls when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Bruh, how we one game away for the start of the season and we have already Caitlin Clark getting fouled extremely hard. Look back at the referee like, damn, you didn't just see me get annihilated in the head. And the referee, nothing.
Without her, the WNBA would almost certainly see a sharp drop in overall viewership. The league has long fought for the same level of attention enjoyed by the NBA, and losing a superstar like Clark would be a serious blow. She plays a huge role in driving ticket sales, merchandise income, and television ratings. If she chose to leave for Europe, those figures could fall fast, forcing the league to scramble for answers. For the WNBA, this possible departure should serve as a clear warning. If they want to keep their biggest star, they need to treat her better. And while this issue goes beyond money, fair pay remains a
on is Caitlin Clark, because she got pushed 2 times in this game and they were really hard pushes. And I'm not against the I'm so for the chippiness. It's not going to do anything but make Caitlin better. It's not going to do anything but give these players more notoriety. I'm all for it. These players are playing hard defense on Caitlin Clark. I love it. They're chasing her around. I love it. What I don't love is the push. The push is crazy. You push her down. That's crazy. There were 2 plays in this game that were not basketball plays. And on both of these plays, she got pushed to the ground. The refs didn't call it.
This issue goes beyond basketball and speaks to respect and building a system where star players feel truly appreciated, not only for their skills on the court but also for the massive revenue and attention they generate. Although she has clearly shown that she can handle both the pressure and physical demands of the league, there is a limit to how much disrespect or poor treatment any athlete can endure before exploring other options. Europe presents an attractive alternative, offering higher pay, genuine respect, and a devoted fan base that celebrates its stars, with her supporters likely following her overseas. While the WNBA continues to grow, it still falls short of the NBA in both financial strength and cultural impact. If the league hopes to retain Caitlin and others like her, it must focus on creating an environment where elite players are recognized as true difference-makers. A move to the EuroLeague could trigger a ripple effect, causing other top talents to question whether Europe offers a better future. What begins as one star's departure could evolve into a broader shift, with more players pursuing fair compensation and respect abroad, making the allure of better salaries and supportive conditions.
The preseason is now over, and we're about 7 days away from the start of the season. And I'm telling you right now, it's already kicking off with drama, bro. It just is what it is, dog. There is so much high expectations on the line for Caitlin Clark this year. She's already pretty much the front runner to win the WNBA MVP. There's championship or bust issues going on with this team.
This situation poses a major test for the WNBA. The question is how the league keeps her satisfied and motivated. How can they make sure she and other top players aren't drawn away by the higher-paying opportunities in Europe? Losing Caitlin Clark wouldn't just mean losing a superstar. It would mean losing the momentum the league has worked so hard to build. She attracts massive attention, brings in new audiences, and plays a key role in expanding the WNBA's reach. Without her presence, the league could face stalled growth and a growing loss of elite talent. If the WNBA truly wants to protect its future and continue rising, it must take meaningful steps to support and value its stars. A possible move to the EuroLeague isn't just about her next destination. It highlights larger issues within women's basketball worldwide. Players who generate this level of impact deserve proper compensation.
Yeah, I think it's really special. I think it's cool. Like, you know, this is exactly what we wanted for women's basketball, but also I feel like, you know, it could have been a thing a long time ago. There's been so many amazing stars in our game, and there's been so many amazing people to support our game. Like, it's not surprising that everybody's wanting to talk about it right now, but the product has always been there. Maybe it's, you know, on an increased level, and I think that goes back to my first point is, you know, the parity in our game, the stars in our game, the young talent in our game. You know, people are just attracted to that. They love watching the competitive fire.
The widening financial gap between the WNBA and European leagues exposes a serious issue. Many elite American players are still not compensated at a level that matches their talent, especially when compared to opportunities overseas. If the WNBA fails to confront this reality, Europe stands ready to embrace stars like Caitlin, offering higher salaries, stronger backing, and greater stability. Whether she chooses to cross the ocean or remain in the U.S. to push for progress is a decision still unfolding. Whatever path she takes will send shockwaves through her career and the future of women's basketball. A departure could pressure the WNBA to reevaluate how it values its athletes and ignite a broader conversation about fairness and respect. Caitlin Clark has already accomplished remarkable things in a short span of time. She is quickly emerging as a generational leader. Her on-court brilliance, confidence, and influence have positioned her as one of the most impactful figures in the game today. As her story continues, the choices she makes next will help define both her legacy and the direction of women's sports. If the WNBA wants to retain a player of her caliber, they must recognize her worth beyond words. That means not only equitable pay, but genuine appreciation for what she brings to the league. Time is running out, and she stands at the edge of a decision that could reshape the sport for years to come. What's your take? Do you think she remains in the WNBA? Or could Europe's financial promise and support win her over? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe. More content